Anyone who drives knows about car insurance, but now it's time to get full coverage and truly understand your needs.
Welcome back to My Dedication. My name is Daniel Henry, and today we are going to continue our insurance deep dive series by talking about car insurance. Everyone who drives knows they need car insurance, but let's dive into the specifics and things to watch out for. I'll help you fully understand all of those confusing terms that most people just smile and nod through as the agents read them from a script. Let's get into it. Car insurance. If you drive, auto insurance is mandated by law, but a lot of people only carry the state minimums, which won't truly protect you or help in a major accident or liability issue. Let's do a deeper dive into the auto insurance world and better understand what you need to drive stress-free. No matter how many of those commercials you see with Flo, that gecko or caveman, or strange-looking emus, remember, you can choose the best company for you when it comes to auto insurance to begin with. Check to see if your employer gets preferred rates with any of the major car insurance companies. This is a great way to save hundreds of dollars per year. If not, that's fine. Just do your own comparison shopping, just like we did with health insurance and term life insurance. Are you getting a little bored with insurance? That's to be expected. But remember, don't try to do all of this in one day. Take on each of these insurance comparisons one step at a time. Try to schedule it for one day, take an hour, do your comparisons when you are not busy, because you will just get frustrated and give up. Put on your favorite show or music in the background and attack each of these one at a time, so you have your full, calm, and collected wits about you. Maybe even have your favorite snack. Maybe make sure that it's there so you don't get hangry while you do it. This will ensure you are making the most present and confident choices that benefit you the most. Okay, now we are going to expand the terms and concepts you need to understand when going through car insurance policies. You want the best monthly or annual premium for full coverage. Full coverage isn't a type of coverage, but rather a combination of coverages within the policy. If that sounds confusing, let's jump in and make it less confusing. You need to know what the car insurance agent is saying and how it affects you in the real world. When you call Geico, Travelers, Liberty Mutual, or Progressive, just to name a few, you will get a nice insurance agent on the line who will walk you through each aspect of the policy and give you your quote. A lot of people simply allow the agent to tell them coverage limits and give their recommendations. Don't do this. It's like putting a cookie jar in front of a 7-year-old and saying, "I'll be back in an hour, don't take any cookies." Here are the major coverage options and some helpful information about each one. Comprehensive coverage. This coverage is important for things that can damage your vehicle from events other than a direct collision with another car. Think acts of nature or theft, fire, vandalism, fallen trees, hail, even hitting a deer. These events are typically out of your control, and comprehensive coverage protects you financially in these events. This coverage is optional most of the time, but often required if you are financing or leasing your car. Leasing is something that this deadbeat community does not do, by the way. Liability coverage is next. Super important to get sufficient liability coverage. This coverage covers medical bills, lost wages, and other expenses for anyone you injure with your car up to the policy limits. Remember, those costs can get very high, especially if the injured person has an extended hospital stay or sues you for pain and suffering or lost wages. Liability protects you with the coverage amount that can take care of the injured person and take care of your finances when sufficient coverage is purchased. This type of coverage also helps with any damaged property, like a damaged building, fixture, or other person's car, up to your policy limits. This type of coverage is a legal requirement in most states, but it does not cover any injuries you may receive in an accident or any damages to your car. Collision coverage is next. Collision coverage is needed to protect your car in the event of an accident, a rollover, or if you hit something like a tree or guardrail. This is another coverage that isn't always required by law, but if you finance your car, it is often required by the lender. Pick a coverage limit that will fully cover the replacement cost of your car. Personal injury protection coverage. This type of coverage will help you cover your personal bodily injury expenses in the event of an accident, regardless of who is at fault. It can also cover any passenger's medical costs in an accident, and although we don't like to think about it, this coverage will help cover funeral expenses in the event of someone's death. Some states don't require or even offer this type of coverage, but it is worth considering, especially if you do not have adequate health insurance. But by this point, you should because of the first step of your daily dedication. The next coverage is uninsured and underinsured motorist. This coverage does exactly what it says in the name. It covers you and your passengers in the event you have an accident with someone that doesn't have insurance or enough coverage to sufficiently protect you financially in an accident. It is important to carry this coverage because, as I mentioned before, many people only select the state minimums, or even worse, drive without insurance altogether, which will not protect you. This coverage can also help protect people in hit and run situations where the driver isn't identified by authorities. The next one is rental reimbursement coverage. I can't tell you how nice this coverage is because it has personally saved me thousands of dollars throughout my life. Quick story. I have been driving a 2013 Hyundai Tucson for over a decade, and one year my beloved used car had many engine issues, which required extended repair time at the dealership. My rental reimbursement coverage actually helped secure me a much lower daily rate for a rental car during these repairs. This coverage helped save me over $2,600 over the course of 1 year of bad luck and allowed me to get to work safely while my car was being fixed under extended warranty. Had I not added this coverage, I would have been out of a lot of money and probably would have had to get a new used car sooner than I wanted. Rental reimbursement coverage will help cover the cost of a rental car if your car is in a covered accident and needs repairs in the shop. In my example above, my car was not in an accident, but my policy with Travelers helped negotiate a lower rate with their preferred rental car company. I paid $35 a day instead of over $80 a day, saving me over 50% in unexpected costs. Let's get into the actual how-to for car insurance. When it comes to buying car insurance, you should treat the process exactly how you went about shopping for health insurance. Pick 3 to 5 car insurance companies and set aside an afternoon to comparison shop between them. I recommend writing down in a notebook all of the coverages mentioned above and writing down how much each company charges for each one at different limits. This may sound confusing, but start by writing down all of the coverages listed above. And as you call each company, ask them how much each coverage adds to the total cost of your premium. Then decide the appropriate limits you need in your situation. For example, if you are more concerned with covering the costs associated with collision coverage, you can carry a higher limit that gives you peace of mind in those situations. Compare the cost of coverage at several limit thresholds and write them all down. When you are done getting your quote, have the agent send it to you in writing while you are on the phone, along with the limit levels for each coverage. This will make it easier to compare on your next phone call with their competition. Every car insurance commercial says you can save hundreds of dollars or this percent or more with their service. The truth is, you won't know until you actually call and have them run the numbers for your specific car, your age and gender, and the area of the country that you live. These risk algorithms they use are all different, and it's impossible for them to tell you the savings unless you run the numbers yourself. So don't settle for the first company's quote or for limit levels that you don't need. Remember, you want to build a full coverage policy that works for you and protects you from catastrophic loss resulting from accidents. Because accidents are exactly that. They are often out of your control, and without sufficient coverage, they can set you back from reaching your financial goals. Thank you for watching My Dedication. The next episode in this insurance deep dive series will go into a relatively unknown but very important insurance product, disability insurance. Many people I talk to don't even know that this exists or what it is. Disability insurance protects arguably your most important asset, your income. We will teach you what it is, what to look out for, and how to go about getting the right level of coverage for your life.